Okay, next another question, that is which of the following is incorrect statement? That ethyl alcohol on oxidation with copper at 300 degree centigrade. That means here ethyl alcohol means here CH3, CH2OH. This one treating with copper at 300 degree centigrade, that gives a aldehyde but not acetic acid. So first option is the incorrect option. Next here isopropyl alcohol on oxidation with Jones reagent. Jones reagent is nothing but CrO3, aqueous H2SO4 and acetone, and this is converted to acetone. Okay, is the correct option. And tertiary butyl alcohol on heating with copper at 300 degree centigrade, that gives a alkene. Okay, so that is also correct option. And tertiary butyl alcohols are not affected on treatment with chromic acid. Actually, tertiary butyl alcohols are not oxidized with any oxidizing agent. That means KMnO4 or chromic acid. So it is also correct option. That means incorrect option is 1. Next C7H14O, that optically active alcohol is oxidized by Jones reagent to an optically inactive achiral ketone. Which of the following compounds meets these facts? So actually here the optically active alcohol to optically inactive ketone. Okay, so in this case here it is optically active, and now here after oxidation it is also optically active because there is a chiral carbon. Of course this one has 2 chiral carbons optically active, and now in this case this compound has 1 chiral carbon and optically active. Both product and reactant are optically active, but in given option the product is optically inactive but reactant is optically active. Now in this case here this reactant is optically active, so here there is no plane of symmetry. Now this one oxidation like this here, so above the plane, here below the plane. Again this one has no plane of symmetry, optically active and this is optically active. Okay, because this is one above the plane, one below the plane, so optically active. Okay, now next another option. So this is 1 chiral carbon. Okay, it's not a chiral carbon actually. There's a methyl and methyl. It's not a chiral carbon. This is only 1 chiral carbon, optically active. This one on oxidation converted to C double bond. Now in this compound there is no chiral carbon actually. Okay, because here sp3 carbon converted to sp2 carbon. The chiral carbon must be sp3. Okay, and next here this one. This is a chiral carbon. This is a chiral carbon. So optically active. Now after oxidation, this is 1 methyl group. This is 1 ethyl group. This is a chiral carbon. Still there is a 1 chiral carbon. So it is optically active. It is optically active. But in this case it is optically active and it is optically inactive. So option is this one. Okay, and next another question. Yes, the major product of the following reaction is a dehydration reaction. So first loss of water molecule takes place after pronation, so it is a carbocation, and then methyl migration takes place because the tertiary carbocation is more stable, positive charge, and loss of H plus. So this is the product. Okay, next 16th question. Under which process the product is formed? So actually here cold dilute alkali KMnO4 means it is a Bayer's reagent. Dihydroxylation takes place. This one treating with copper at 300 degree centigrade. Generally tertiary alcohols undergo dehydration. Okay, and the secondary alcohols undergo that means oxidation. So here in this case here the loss of water molecule is nothing but dehydration. In this case hydrogen from this carbon and hydrogen from the oxygen, so loss of H2. That means here removal of H2 is nothing but dehydrogenation, and removal of water is nothing but dehydration. So dehydration takes place and dehydrogenation also takes place. Okay, hydrogenation means here addition of H2. So in this case dehydration as well as removal of the H2, so that is the dehydrogenation. So here both 1 and 3, that means both 1 and 2, that means your option 3 is the correct option. And next another one. Which of the following halide is suitable to get the Grignard reagent? So actually here in this case the dibromide, that 1,2-dibromide already we discussed in a teaching class. the limitations of the Grignard reagent. This one I'm treating with magnesium, so we'll get the MgBr. So in this case the negative charge, in this case positive charge, here loss of Br minus and MgBr2, so we'll get the alkene plus MgBr2. And this one I'm treating with the magnesium. So here first of all that magnesium insertion takes place, and here O minus, here H plus. So in this case here MgBr2 means, MgBr means here Mg plus 2, Br minus, so it is a negative charge. So this negative charge carbon accept the H plus from the OH group which is internally present in the compound. So intramolecular acid base reaction takes place, so we cannot get the Grignard reagent. Okay. Now in this case also this compound contains active hydrogen, acidic hydrogen, and now here this compound can produce the Grignard reagent like this. Okay, that is the product.